Hi everyone, this is Skylar with Basic Design and Sewing class. Right now I'm demonstrating my skirts that I'm sewing onto the dotted paper, and I just want to show you how I'm processing it. So basically I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start pinning my front skirt and my back skirt onto the paper, both of them at the same time. And one thing about fashion materials, you want to make sure that you use everything very conservatively, because fashion materials, they do cost a lot, especially the oak tack pattern paper. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut. Right down the middle. And I'm going to cut this one right down the middle here. Okay, and I'm going to cut here. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the paper, and I'm just going to use this part here for when I process the sleeve. Okay, so now I'm going to put one aside, because I have my, so I'm like just prepping, my skirts. So I'm going to go ahead and pin them. Okay, and I'm going to do one skirt at a time, make my copies. So when it's time to design that outfit, I will still have a blueprint left over, but this is the process that I teach my students. They have to, once they receive their oak tack pattern set, they will have to copy it onto the onto the dotted paper, okay, before we start making garments. And that's just to help them understand, the pieces, of a dress bodice, and help them to actually chew it in themselves. Instead of just tell them, what to do or how to do it, I have them actually, process it themselves. Okay, so now I have the back skirt, and you can always tell the difference between the front and back skirts. The back, the darts are longer because of our buttocks, our butt area. And then we have a short front, and we have shorter darts in the front. You can always tell the difference, by the darts. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and true this skirt, trace it, around onto the dotted paper. And trace it, all the way. Okay, same process as the bodice top, the front and the back. Okay, once you know how to, once you know your all your 5 pieces and what you need, to make a garment, then this will come easy to you. So I'm piercing my darts. If you were to purchase a pattern from me, I would suggest you, make a skirt, make a top, make a short sleeve, make a long sleeve. Just make different types of garments once you receive this pattern. And then you'll be surprised how many ideas, you think of making, dresses. You can make a long dress, a halter dress, so many pieces with just this bodice. Okay, so now the thing about the skirt is really easy. It's very few curves, like the armhole, and the neck. So what I'm going to do now is take the ruler and just go ahead and draw in my 1/2 inch for my zipper, and then I would do a full inch for the grain line. Okay, so I'm going to do a 1/2 inch for the zipper right here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and create 1 inch for my grain line, because this is the direction I want my fabric to lay. Okay. Okay, so here we are. That's my 1/2 inch for my zipper, and this is my grain line. Okay, so at the bottom, I can either put 1 inch or 1/2 inch for the hem line. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put a true end 1 inch, because some hems at the bottom are 1 inch. At least, you know, a lot of times they used to be 1 inch. Some people are making it a 1/2 inch, so I'm just going to make it 1 full inch. Okay, so you know we have 2 darts at the top, and here is 2 of them. I used to just circle my darts, you know, just to remind me that they're there. So now I'm just going to true them in after I've pierced them. Okay, I'm going to true in my darts. Okay, so now I trued in my darts because this is a fitted dress. Okay, so I'm going to turn it around, and remember, this is not a straight line, so I'm going to have to move the ruler to where, curve the ruler to, you know, to fit this. So it's a 1/2 inch, you know, because if you can see, it's not a straight line. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it a little bit because it's not a straight line, and I'm just going to follow that top line, and then you have the perfect 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay, so we have the last part of this skirt, and this section here at the top right here, this is the hip. So we're going to take our ruler and we're just going to follow it just a little bit, okay, because this hip is curving, you know, where the pattern is starting to shape itself. We just want to make sure we have a 1/2 inch seam allowance all throughout the pattern, okay, and that means you have to learn how to turn your ruler when necessary. Okay. Okay. Great. So we're almost done here. Okay. And that's perfect. The skirt is fairly easy. So here we go. It's all 1/2 inch, very nicely done, because you really want a nice professional pattern. So this here is the back skirt. The back skirt, and size 4. Okay, I like to make it really big so I can, you know, see it. Make sure I'm grabbing the right pattern, because sometimes you can grab the wrong size, and I've done that, and that's the reason why I true it really big. Okay, the grain line, make sure, you know, I put that information, my name, the date I processed it, and size again. and company. So you have to name your patterns, okay, in order to know, what they are. Okay. So now, instead of cutting this out, I am going to go ahead and true in my front. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and true my front skirt all the way around. Okay, and I am going to true the top part. Okay, and the side. All you're doing is copying your oak tag dress bodice when you receive it, to make sure you have a copy of it. And you want to remember to pierce your darts. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pierce my darts here. Okay, and that's basically all you do when you receive your oak tag pattern. Okay, I'm going to remove my pins. Okay, and I'm going to put it aside. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and, true in my darts. And if you have some paper weights, that's pretty cool. You would need them. Okay, so here are my darts right here. I see where I pierced the hole. So now I'm going to connect my darts. Okay, and for this line here, I am going to go ahead and true in my seam allowance, just a little bit at a time, because it's a waist, okay, and you want to, make sure you turn your ruler with the line, okay, and here is my hip, so I'm going to make sure I do the same thing here. I always do a little bit at a time when I'm at a curve, because I know that I have to, turn my ruler, place it right on the line. And here is a straight shot, so I'm going to line my ruler up with the line and go ahead and true it in. Okay, so look at that. That's really neat. It's a 1/2 inch from the top to the bottom, and that's what you want. Okay, so now I'm going to true in my 1 inch seam allowance for my hem at the bottom. Okay, this is a 2-inch ruler, and I'm using 1 inch. Most fashion rulers are 2-inch with 4 halves, or they could be a 1 inch with 2 halves. Okay, so there we go. That's my 1 inch hem allowance at the bottom. So everything looks pretty good. Now, since my dress, my front is on the fold, I do not have a zipper front. I'm just going to add the grain line, the direction that I want my fabric to be cut. And that tells anyone who's making my clothing that you're going to lay my fabric in this direction along the grain line. And I'm going to apply grain line and my name, date, size 4, and my company name. So you always want to list your company name, because it's not only you that makes clothing. There's other designers as well. This is my front skirt, and it is a size 4. Okay, so now I have my front, my back skirt here. Okay, and both of these, and I'm going to cut them out, and I'm going to pin all of my pieces together. So this is like an assignment, for my students to understand pattern making. And after they complete this assignment, they have to copy the oak tag, their oak tag dress pattern onto oak tag paper. Yes, and then they have to give me back the sample that I gave to them so I can prepare the samples for the next class, for the next semester. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video when I trace the sleeves and cut out the skirts. Okay, bye-bye.